Hello! How are you, my friends? This is third segment, and we're speaking English today because we have a very, very special guest today. Well, all my guests are special, John, but this time, is a very real and true testimonial about a topic that I just talked about and that is out there now, student loans. Welcome to Somos Emprendedores, John.
Thank you for having me here. Thank you very much.
John Alexander, right?
Yes.
Well, John, I was very, very impacted about your testimonial when you shared with us, about your student loan struggle during these 20 years, past 20 years, true?
More than 20 years.
More than 20 years. Wow. John, share with us and with our friends who are listening, how you got into debt and what it has meant to you.
Be happy to. This started a long time ago. I don't want to show my age, but back in the 80s, I first got into college and went through a student loan program, and as soon as I got out, 91, I had $22,000 in student loans that started paying back, and it never went down. Year after year, just kept going up, it seemed like. So it was a problem, and without being able to get into the field that I had actually had my degree in, trying to get it back into school, more student loans, more debt, and the interest never stops. It just keeps compounding more and more every year. So I fought for over 25 years.
25 years, wow. John, did someone explain you how these loans worked? Did they explain you pros and cons, about these loans? Did somebody give you some financial education about this?
Unfortunately, no. Something that we do not see in our education system is the explanation of financial obligations that you will get into. If you can afford college on your own, that's great, but college tuition has gone up drastically just in the last few years. And it wasn't that bad when I was in college, but still, borrowing money and not being able to pay it back because you're not in your field, you can't get into your field because you need to go back to school, it just seems to compound. It's not easy to get by.
How has that affected your life in general, that burden?
It's been terrible. Well, I say terrible. I've made a decent living all my life. I actually have been doing what I put myself through college doing, window coverings. But the whole thing is, it's not what I chose. It's not the field that I wanted to be in. And the college loan program was great at the time, but then, as I say, you can't pay it back. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and you can't get rid of it. You can't. Chapter 7, Chapter 11, you can't get rid of it. It's a debt that the government loves to give you, but hard to get rid of.
Yeah, and so did that debt affected your financial life in other areas, like your credit or buying a house, or when I understand that you went through some struggles when you couldn't find a job, and then not be able to pay that, how that affected your finances or your financial life?
It was terrible, mainly because well, in today's society, without credit or with bad credit, you can do nothing. To buy a house, you've got to have a certain score on your credit. To buy almost anything, that's the first thing they look at, your credit score. The student loan will kill you if you're in arrears, or if you're behind payments, or if they're asking you to pay much more than you can afford and you just quit paying. All that does is make your credit go into the toilet. Pardon me, but it is definitely not good for you. It will hurt your credit, and it will be very difficult to come back from, because you cannot just say, oh, I'm going to pay $67,000. Not too many people can do that.
Not even $10,000, John.
Not even. It's difficult to pay back any kind of money if you owe the government. You're paying money to the government at a compounded interest. Their interest rates are higher because they can do it. They can get away with this. And it doesn't help you, it helps the government.
Exactly, John. I understand that for in this country, everything is about credit mostly, and that's why which is important, right? If you want to purchase a house or some other material things, or even student a career, right? University, college.
Exactly.
But there is also the possibility of being an owner paying cash. The problem is that not many people have the cash to buy a house or to buy a car or to pay for college.
Exactly.
And I believe is that in our culture is, they teach us to be in debt, to pay interest, but they don't teach us to save, on how to save smart and have interest working for you. And then down the road, you have a bunch of debt, but you don't have money working for you. Right. You have compound interest working against you, where your debt compounds, double or triples, while your money, doesn't earn interest if you have some money saved.
Oh, exactly. Your savings account at the bank is what, 0.1% interest? I mean, you can't save money in the bank, but and that may be high, right? But yeah, there are other programs out there that can give you a great savings and help you with student loans. I know this. I'm a walking, talking member. I love the program that I'm in, and it has helped me tremendously. It's changed my life. I'll be able to buy a house next year, as a matter of fact.
John, but something that amazes me, you are an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
You are an entrepreneur, and I am an entrepreneur, and this show is about entrepreneurs. I have met a lot of entrepreneurs, that think that money will solve the problem. And while money is good, right? Money is not what gets you out of financial trouble, or what makes you rich or financially healthy. It's financial education applied to your finances, to your daily habits, right? That will for you, but not just the money. And a lot of entrepreneurs doesn't understand that. They don't even consider sitting with a financial professional to help them understand how money works. So in your case, as an entrepreneur, having all these struggles, how has that impacted your life as an entrepreneur in business?
Well, it's caused me a lot of problems. I've worked mostly with cash. I mean, you have to. If your credit's bad, no one's going to extend you credit. If you can't pay off this outrageously high student loan bill, then your credit's going to be bad. So working as an entrepreneur, I did mostly everything by cash. If I had to, I'd save up, or if I could get someone to help me out, I would. But again, it severely limits what you can do as an entrepreneur if you cannot if you cannot apply for and be accepted for some type of credit. Without that, you're going to have problems. It's just a proven fact in today's society. Your business will not grow. You will be limited in size, in ability, by bad credit.
And especially if you're not applying financial education, right?
Right. If you don't know about how money works, if you don't know how to save money and make money correctly, then you're just in the same cycle. You're not doing anything but perpetuating the problem.
Exactly. And guys, we're not saying that student loans are bad or anything, or you don't do that or whatever. What we're saying here, John, and that's why your story impacted me, is that it's not about getting rid of debt. It's not about this just not having debt or paying debt. We have to be responsible of our decisions. In any way, in this case, financial decisions, you were responsible of taking those loans. Exactly. So you had that responsibility that cost you a lot of money, a lot of struggles, a lot of headaches for 25 years.
Yes.
And in the next segment, we're going to share how you got it out of that problem. Is that okay?
Very good.
Do you want to stay with us?
I'll stay.
Okay, we have to share solutions as well, guys. And, problem and then solution, and then what we can do right?
Very good. Very
Okay,
good.
thank you so much for staying with us, my friends, and thank you so much for coming, John. If you want to have this information about the student loan forgiveness program, please contact us at 702-578-5325, and we'll share your phone number in the next segment, John.
Hey.
See you.